are going to need every one of you to tune in to Baba TV every time. Got it? Every time a new one drops, get it.
Interesting you brought up about entertaining outsiders, and we have all this poverty and drug abuse and things inside the house that we haven't really dealt with. You said you saw the video that I did the other day with dealing with the drug bust and the panhandlers on drugs out there, and that was my second video, and I really was dealing with the public that continues to give these people money, and a lot of it happens to be based on skin color, because a lot of the people out there, most of them are white, and I often wonder, if they were all black, would you be as supporting? The drug dealer is as much a victim as the drug user. They're just a pawn in a bigger scheme of things. They don't control the drugs coming in and out of here. So to make them the bad guy, to me, is very hypocritical. And that's basically the piece that I left out of my little video. But I basically was just my message was basically to the public, and not to make fun or mockery of anybody that's in that condition. This is something that people sweep under the rug, I think, sometimes when it comes to white people. Now, when black people were on crack, and black and brown people were suffering in the 80s and 90s from the crack epidemic, we were criminalized. No one said anything about, don't criminalize them, these people are sick and they need the help. But when it seems as though when it comes to their own children, of course, then it's a sickness. Don't criminalize these people, and they need help. And a lot of them, and a lot of them look at that and just utilize it to their advantage, and they don't even give a damn about the help at the end of the day. But they'll utilize the little privilege that they know that they have, but it's like a spiral. They just keep right on doing the same thing, and they have the methadone clinics, which is no good either. It's liquid, as they tell me in the street, they call it liquid crack. So it's basically, in other words, keeping you handcuffed off of one substance into another substance. It's big money in it. It goes back to what you were saying about the money. It's a vested interest in keeping them on that methadone. Because they make big money off of that. So they don't really have the, from what I can see, the Kraus and the other facilities I won't criticize them totally for the work, because I'm in my lane, because some people will say, well, why you ain't out there? I'm in my lane. I'm not a doctor. I'm in my lane. So, don't try to push me out of that. I do what I do and to help shed light on this situation, and that's what I do. Nothing more, nothing less. If you could just, I don't know if you got any words that you might want to speak to that condition inside the house.
I mean, well, yeah, actually, because I've come out of about 3 decades of addiction, and I'm not the addict. I was there though to help the addict. So I know the footsteps. I know the triggers. I know the recovery. I know the downfall. I know what the bottom looks like. I was there, and I chose to be there out of that love for that addict, of wanting better, right? And that's what we want. We want better for that addict. And, you know, we want them to have, you know, that those same choices. We want them to be able to prosper and do good in life and grow together. You know, those are the things that you want in a relationship or for somebody you love, you know, and to see those that we love go through this, you know, and hurt and lose and be destroyed. You know, families are destroyed, and, you know, and it's not just the addict, you know, that is affected. It is everybody that loves that addict. It is the family. It is everything around that addict. So I know what that felt like, and it has caused me to really dive even deeper in and figure out, because, you know, I had to really look at it. Like, nobody wakes up and wants to be an addict. They just, you know, they don't wake up one day and say, okay, I'm going to be an addict. You know, it's like you're literally pushed there, you know. Oh man, I lost my job. Oops. You know, oh man, you know, I broke up with my girl. Oops. You know, oh man, I'm being disrespected. Oh, I'm being abused. Oh, I'm, you know, like, there's so many things that come at us. And if we're not armed with the correct tools and how to configure what's going on, then we're going to go to what is the closest and the easiest and the most accessible, so that we can just feel better and get away from the reality of what's going on in our life. So I was able to actually see along this path with what I've had to go through in being part of an addict's life, the people that they deal with, the life that they live, the choices that they make, and the effect that it has. And let me tell you, it's nothing for the weak. It's nothing for the weak. But what I did find out is that in the process of those addicts becoming addicts, they had to become an addict somehow. Somebody had to contribute to them becoming an addict, right? Where does that usually come from? So I was talking to a few people, and come to find out, in a couple different places, right? Well, there was a big push from the pharmaceuticals that happened. And if we put it all together, it starts to really make sense, right? These pharmaceuticals were actually out there pushing, right? Because I can recall many a times you see these sales reps going around with these suitcases. I'm always like, dang, I wonder what's in there. Dang, I wonder what's in there. You know, when I would actually end up going to the doctors here and there, you know, you see these people walking around, sales rep, with these big old boxes. I'm like, wow, oh, it makes sense now. So when the pharmaceuticals have these new medications that come out and they need customers, they send out their sales reps that go out and they see these doctors who they can actually get to decide to take on this trial for this medication, this pill, this whatever it is that they got going on, right? Started to all make sense, and it really hit home when I was literally talking to somebody, and this is two different places that this has happened. This has actually happened here, and it's also happened back in my home in Akwesasne. So I was talking to somebody up there, and you know, they were informing me of how the pharmacy that is located, and yes, I'm about to blow it up. So the pharmacy that was located in the St. Regis Mohawk tribe, okay, they had some pharmacists that were there who loved to prescribe pills and loved to give out prescriptions. So a lot of our people up there, see, and I guess if you're in a bigger town, right, it's not as noticeable, right? You wouldn't notice it as much if it was a bigger town and it had a lot more people. Well, our little village up there doesn't have a lot of people, so it was very noticeable. Now I'm hearing what really happened. I didn't know this, and it really pisses me off, and it opens my eyes even more, is that the pharmacists that were up there that were pushing the prescription pills hooked our people on their drugs. And up there, it was like Zombieville, they said. They said it was so bad up there that there was just people all over up there that were so messed up on these pharmaceutical drugs that were being pushed to our people. But nothing was being done. But you know what? Those pharmacists were riding around in nice cars. Those pharmacists probably got beautiful homes. I bet you those pharmacists lived lovely while they pushed their drugs that they were given extra for on our people. So that our people could turn around and become addicts. And then we could provide a job for somebody who wants to help an addict, right? So it's a cycle. It's a cycle they create. And they created it with the original people. So I get it now. I get it. So I'm coming for them. I'm definitely coming for them. But I'm a creep, crawl, walk, and run. But I'm going to get there.
Beautiful. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. If you would like, please, to just take us on home with some final teaching and some final words to take us on out of here.
Well, I can tell you, I was listening to a song, when you came in, but it's, what is it? Riders on the Storm. And in there, it talks about, into this world we're born, into this life we're thrown, right? And it really hit me. I was like, that makes a lot of sense. Like, we aren't given that opportunity, right? We're not giving any choice on how we're supposed to turn out, who is going to be our handler, right? Because that's what we have. We have handlers because we have, informants. So we have to make the best of it, right? Well, in order to do that, my first suggestion would be to start with yourself and to go out and ground yourself. Go out and ground yourself and reconnect to our mother, because she's the one that needs the healing, and in return she gives healing. So it's important. We have to start paying attention. We have to stop being so selfish and pay attention to what's going on. And remember that there is a beginning, and the original people are still here. Go for your time now. Kaharonkwas.